finally, a cool-looking electric car. Welcome to another episode of Jay Leno's Garage. Now, if you've been to this website before, you know we're big fans of green technology, biodiesel, hydrogen, fuel cell, and of course, electric. This is my 1909 Baker Electric. You've seen this on the website before. This car's 100 years old. Let's move forward 100 years. What will electric cars be like in the year 2009? They're going to look like this right here. This is the Aptera. You've probably seen this on in some of the magazines like Road and Track and Car and Driver. Fully electric, fascinating car, great looking car. Right there, see, that's one of the problems with electric cars. They look dorky. You know, they just have that kind of Volkswagen that's been gutted and put an electric motor in. This is a car from the ground up designed to be an electric car and designed to be as aerodynamic as a car could possibly be. Let's talk to the people who built it. Paul, come on in here. This is Paul Wilbur. He's the president of
Hi, Jay.
Aptera. How are you?
Great.
I think this is a fascinating vehicle. It's a great looking vehicle. The problem with most electric, as I said right away, they look boring, they look dull. This is an exciting looking automobile. It looks like it's going 200 miles an hour just sitting still. Tell us about it. Take us through the car.
Sure. First time that I know of, I've been in the auto industry for 27 years. First time I remember a vehicle being designed around aerodynamics. Mm-hmm. So a coefficient of drag, which they normally talk about in airplanes and things of that nature, has a coefficient of drag of 0.15. To put that in perspective, it's about twice as efficient through the air as the most common vehicles on the road.
Yeah, I have my Citroen SM, which I think is 0.27, and
Correct.
that was a groundbreaking car back in the day. And even at that car, at 60 miles an hour, you take your foot off the gas. You know, most cars, they have that big flat front. You feel that,
Right.
you know, that slow down. That car, you would continue to glide because it was aerodynamic, and this is quite a bit more aerodynamic than
that.
that.
Citroen today would still be one of the best of the best.
Exactly,
Even
exactly.
today. The other part of it that really makes this vehicle unique is its lightweight. The entire skin is a brand new sandwich composite filled with honeycomb.
Okay. Honeycomb aluminum?
No, it's actually a honeycomb foam core in a composite sandwich.
And what is the outside here? Is it a...
It's a silica-based fiber.
Okay.
And so when it all comes together, the whole vehicle as it sits here only weighs 1,700 pounds.
Right.
So lightweight, aerodynamics. At 55 miles per hour, about half your energy is just pushing the wind out of the way. So the other half of the energy is moving the weight down the road.
Now, my Baker Electric is 78 volts. How many volts is this?
It's a high voltage system. It's a 300 volt
300
system.
volts, okay. Now, technically, it's a three-wheeled vehicle.
It is.
So you can get around a lot of automotive restrictions because it's registered as a motorcycle?
It is registered as a motorcycle, although we've designed the whole vehicle to all the automotive safety standards.
But you don't need a helmet in it.
You don't need a helmet because of the closed cabin.
Right.
You actually don't need a motorcycle license either.
What you're writing here, you're actually driving the helmet.
Right, correct.
Yeah, you're actually sitting in the helmet. So the whole vehicle is a helmet, in other words. Okay.
And it is a front-wheel drive vehicle.
Right.
Believe it or not, it's kind of funny, as the vehicle's going 60 miles per hour down the road, you're actually managing wind that, as you pass through it, is going up as high as 120 miles per hour as it's speeding around the shape. But with front-wheel drive, very low center of gravity, all the batteries are underneath the floor in front of you and underneath the seats. It's got a wonderful sports car feel to it. And you know, as a normal four-wheeled vehicle will go around the corner, you got some scruffing because the inside and the outside wheels actually aren't turning at the same rate. Well, at this three-wheel design, there's no scrub going on the rear wheel at all, so it just handles and turns. It's just really fun to drive.
Now, is this a photoelectric cell up here?
It is. We have solar cells on the roof that are actually a part of the climate control system. So in the hot sun, as you get a lot of sun load on the vehicle, it actually will produce enough milliamps to turn on the air conditioning fan, and basically it will blow all the hot air out of the rear of the vehicle.
So when the car is parked in the parking lot and you've locked it up and walked away,
Correct.
This will automatically keep it cool.
Yeah, trying to keep it as close to the outside air temperature as possible.
Right. Okay, very cool. And what is this here?
This is actually a 160-degree rear camera. The screen is actually in the rear view mirror. So as you look into the rearview mirror, you can see a conventional rear view, or you actually see a display screen that shows you everybody behind you.
And you have regenerative braking here as well?
We do.
All three wheels or just two?
Just the front two. It's driven by one electric motor, an AC motor. And so as you slow down, the polarity of that actually can regenerate.
And you're a
some
single speed,
electricity.
I assume?
It is a single speed.
Okay.
Very simple, although we do have 3 power modes, depending upon if you want to go Jay Leno Boy Racer, we've got D3 mode, full economy mode is D1, and then a normal mode in between.
Okay, and what is the horsepower rating of your electric motor?
Well, this vehicle is a 50 kilowatt motor.
Okay.
So it's probably got in the neighborhood of 60 to 70 horsepower.
Okay. Almost looks 60s GM here with the, you know, the across-the-board tail light. To me, that's one of the...
It gives you a real nice feel when you're coming up behind it at night. You see a whole lot of light, and that's
And
a
this
positive.
is ventilation here?
And that is the ventilation ducts for the solar cell to blow the hot air out of the vehicle.
Are your batteries air-cooled, water-cooled?
They're air-cooled with some little tricks that we've done with the routing of the climate control system to keep them nice and cool.
Show us around the inside.
Sure.
Just reach inside here and...
Just push that and pull it. There you
okay.
go. On the inside, we want it to look pretty conventional. Normal steering wheel. We don't have any funky Buzz Lightyear kind of stuff going on.
Yeah, there's plenty of room.
So you have a standard speed indicator.
Right.
This is your battery indicator.
Right.
And next to it is an instantaneous use of kilowatts, how many
Right.
watt hours per mile you're using.
Okay.
In the middle of the vehicle has the entire infotainment system, your navigation system, sound system. It does have driver and passenger airbags as well as side seat mounted airbags.
Let's take it for a ride, see what it does. You know, it's pretty quiet in here. You've got air conditioning, you got everything you need, and it's a lot of fun to drive. I have to admit, there's a kind of a George Jetson feel to it. You know, you feel like you're, what was the name of their dog? I can't remember their dog's name, but you feel like he should be sitting right here next to you. Plenty of room inside. Visibility is very good. They've got a rear view camera. You don't really need it because I can see perfectly out the rear view mirror. You might think handling would be dicey with 3 wheels, but not really. If you got in this vehicle and you didn't know it was 3 wheels, you'd think it was 4 wheels. The only disadvantage with a 3-wheel vehicle is if you see a pothole in the road, you're going to hit it with something, either the outer wheel or the inner wheel. So just brace yourself. But other than that, an acceleration is pretty good. You can actually feel the benefit of the aerodynamics. You know, when you get off the throttle at, let's say, 35 miles an hour, you'll coast at 35 miles an hour for a little bit because you're, you know, you're cutting the wind so nicely, so smoothly. Let's take it up on the freeway and see how our aerodynamics work at 65 or 70 miles an hour. You know, the real problem with a lot of electrics has been the price. The Tesla is a fantastic car, but it's well over $100,000. If they can bring this thing in for under 40, I think it'll be very, very exciting. Gotta admit, visibility is excellent. You don't feel cramped, you don't feel like you're closed in. A lot of greenhouse in here. And we're doing 70 miles an hour, and I'm not shouting. The aerodynamics are fantastic. You literally feel it cutting through the wind. There's no wind noise, there's no whooshing noise. That's 70 miles an hour, and there's still more. I like this thing. It's a lot of fun. Almost every car we've passed, somebody has taken a picture with their cell phone. See, that's the real key to selling electric cars, is making them exciting. And I think this is really an exciting vehicle. Trouble is, people keep trying to get close to you to get a better look. No torque steer, handles nicely. Now, a lot of electric cars I've driven, I've seen the bar move, you know, like we're using a lot of electric power. I really believe this is an honest 100-mile charge car because it hasn't moved yet, and we've gone about 7 or 8 miles. Very, very exciting. And the nice thing is, see, all the money that you save on fuel driving this, you can drive the 13 miles from your house to the airport and then use that gas for your plane.